although your contracts have minority requirements or Section 3 or whatever, that does not do what we're looking for. We're looking for equity, partnership, or ownership in developments that come into this community. If you don't have control or some kind of equity in what goes on in here, there's nothing for you. The developers come in, they build, they take their profit, and then go to wherever community they came from. And the money does not stay here. What you're looking for is the community to have equity in projects and the building that goes on in this community. That's the way you keep the money in the neighborhood. That's it.
Sir, just to conclude, and I say, Commissioner, I realize, especially after tonight, I just got done with the superintendent. You're not Superman. You're not Superman. There's certain things that you can do, that we understand you can do. When we went through the disparity study process, we finally got it financed. We went to see every single commissioner and the mayor. We went to the Hispanic community to talk to them about the disparity study. The place was full up. We were number 3 in line. There was 2 businesses in front of us. There was 2 businesses behind us. And the businesses constantly talked to the commissioners to develop their area. I especially love the way, you want to tip Bruno Burrell. He sat down and he said with his people in his district, Bruno sits with the businessman, Commissioner, and he says, y'all in my district, how are we going to split this pie? And he constantly talks to his business and how it's to go on. And that's all we're talking about. I understand the GSA, your new name process. We fully understand that. But at the end of the day, we saw, and everybody saw it, so it was no secret, we saw a $154 million project go up. And we saw people walk back and forth to their cars every day. And the projects across the street, watch folks go to work every day. And all we asked in that process was, put a developer in the mix. So at the end of the day, and this is what we're trying to do, Commissioner, at the end of the day, you got a black developer that understands the process. The next piece of land comes up. We're not wandering around trying to grab the great white hope to hook onto. We got black people to develop. That's what they do in Atlanta. That's what they do in San Francisco. That's what they do in New York. I've flown all over this country as an airline pilot. Okay. That's what. Hey, hang on a second. That's what we need to do, is to make sure that the people in the community, our equity part, not, hey, we want a job and the job is over, go find a job. That's why it looks the way it looks. We have to develop our community.
Getting up there on that.
But I really do want to focus on Ponciana, though. I know there's a lot of community issues, believe me, I know. But I want to focus on Ponciana tonight because that's as important.
So when we are proposing, as you guys solicit these RFPs in that scoring process, we want you all to put measures in that does that what she's saying, inclusion of locals. The thing now with everyone challenging affirmative action is zip code hiring. You put a condition in there, zip code, not this broad thing, but we want to work to employ those people from those zip codes. So we want that type of creative thing. You guys are doing the disparity study, when it's going to be done, but we want to see those types of things in RFP. No matter who the developer is, you must have X percentage of the people from the zip code in that system.
I think for the last 2 years that I've been on the board, I think I've seen that done every time there is a major project in this county.
No, hear me out.
That street corridor initiative, that, as you say, developers are reaching out to the county, but there should be a plan. I know they're trying to develop a plan for that entire area, and their voice, I think, is very important on what that looks like. And then, secondly, for our concern, at least me, as a product of this community, I'm very, very concerned about the development that has recently occurred over there. I'm very concerned about, we hear about the problems with water and sewer and infrastructure. So, something could spring up over there tomorrow. What is the impact? So as we go forward, Russell, with the work that has to be done on infrastructure, do we start there? Or will it be when there's some damage, then we go deal with it? So those are the concerns we have that we're monitoring, A, reporting the risk, that those residents who recently moved over there and continuously moving in there, what is the communication to them of their exposure? Secondly, as we go through the work that needs to happen with our infrastructure, who is responsible for making sure that if we're trying to develop this area, let's not make it like everything else when you see it in the news that a water main is broken. Let's put that as a priority to help us move this project forward. That would be one of the primary places that we want to address it and make sure that the contamination doesn't spread, because I think he's saying where the further out you get, it dilutes the problem. But there is a problem. And so we just want to make sure those things are communicated.
I have two questions. One, to the issue brought before Mr. Hogan